Look, I ended up getting half my lawn cut. Moles. See all the brown spots? Those are moles. And most of our lawns are in the sun, and the mix we use doesn't have any shade seed in it. And if any of our lawns have any of the fine fescue or any of that are in the sun, it burns out anyway, and that's not what you want. So if it kills any of that, that's a bonus, because we're replacing it with the Jonathan Green Black Beauty. And that's all we want, is that type of seed in our lawn over time. I mean, you have other fescues in there that you can't really help, but you want to try to eliminate as much as you can so you have all the Black Beauty seed in there. Look, guys, they would have got me good. I must have parked near their nest. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna get away. That seems like a big nest. Whoa, they're swarming my whole truck. This is a dangerous spray job today. I'm gonna move out of the way. See them coming out of the tree there? There's definitely some kind of nest here. I'm gonna avoid that. I'm gonna park somewhere else. See them all coming out? That would make my day horrible. I'll have to tell the client. So, this lawn here, we took over this year for the first time. Well, this year for the first time. We actually sprayed this lawn once, and we've just been putting fertilizer on it. It had 3 times the amount of weeds in here now. Now it's got probably half weeds, half grass, maybe a little more grass than weeds now. I went and sprayed Tenacity on the whole thing. Over the next couple weeks, all this stuff will turn a white. It'll die, as you guys will see in videos. And then in 3 weeks later, after a couple mows, almost all of it's mowed out. All the stuff you sprayed, or most of it, will die back. And then we hit it with a spot spray. Any hard areas today we aerate. Now, as far as price for spraying, if you're wondering, this one was 7,500 square feet. To spray this yard, only to spray, it was $80. I don't know how much you guys are for spraying and stuff. That might be higher than you guys are. Let me know if it's about the same if you do any spraying. I'm not really worried about anybody else around me that's spraying for less, even if they're doing spraying for 45. These are chemicals you're working with. And if somebody's not going to be willing to pay you for working with these kind of chemicals, then I'm not going to be willing to actually spray the yard. I don't care if the other big company's doing it for 40% less than me. They can have it. If I'm going to work with chemicals that could cause harm later on in life, if you're doing it right, then it does not harm. I mean, if you're doing it right, it reduces your risk factors, like wearing the proper PPE and everything. But I'm charging what I want to charge because I'm dealing with these chemicals. But let me know, what do you guys do for about that 8,000 square feet? So we'll just say 8,000. So $10 is $10 1,000 square feet to treat a lawn. Now that's not the same with a 5,000 square foot lawn, guys, because that would say that I charge 50 to spray a 5,000 square feet. My minimum is for some clients I'm doing, for new accounts, 5,000 square feet is $70. Just because that's what my prices are. For our older clients, I think I'm spraying 5,000 square feet for about 65. But they've been with us for a long time and been doing it every year. And originally, when I first started spraying 3 years ago, it was $50 to spray my minimum. And now we're up to 65 or 70, I'm not sure. I know the old clients that I spray for are 65. Anything new is 70. So, and I haven't, so far this year, guys, we've gotten 35 of the 39 quotes we put out, and the only reason we haven't heard anything back from the other 4 is because they haven't opened them yet. So, I mean, so you guys seen I finished that last one. It took me approximately 40 minutes to spray the whole yard. It's 7,500 square feet, or price on about 7,500 square feet, between 7,000 and 7,500. Our price to spray that one is $80. We use Tenacity. Guys, if you use Tenacity, it does turn everything white that that's in the lawn. And it could turn some grass white, but it's not going to hurt the grass. That mows out within a couple of mows. I mean, if you have fine fescue and stuff, but all our lawns are 90% sun, so there shouldn't be any fine fescue in them lawns. You can't grow fine fescue in direct sunlight. It just won't happen. It'll burn out in the summer, so we don't want that in our lawns anyway. We want it to die out. And I'm at $80, like I said, for that one. This one, I think, might be 6,000 square feet, maybe 5,000. I haven't measured this one in a while. All these clients have been clients with us for a while. I think I'm at 65 or 70 to spray this one. Every lawn price is kind of different, because if I drive further to it, it's going to be a little more than the other one. If it's right next to my house, it won't be as much as that as some of the other ones. Some people are new prices. If we pick up new clients that have spraying, our minimum this year now, 5,000 and under. It doesn't matter if you have a 5 square foot lawn. If I have to drive out there to spray, our minimum is $70 this year, all the way up to 5,000 square feet. And then anything over that, I have prices for that too. But that's just a basic reference for you guys. Minimum for aeration, 5,000 square feet. Once again, it could be 5 square feet. Punch it one time. If I got to load up and drive out there, our minimum for aeration this year is 125. For seed, 5,000 square feet. Our minimum, I think, is $165. Don't quote me on that one. I'll have to look and see when we start doing aerations. Seed is expensive, guys. And we don't ever give anybody a full year lawn maintenance quote. And you guys should not be doing that neither. Prices change so much in this lately, with seed, with fertilizer, with everything. So you should tell clients that you don't give a whole year. It's not a discounted program. You give your prices as you do each app. Give them a couple weeks beforehand, send them the quote, and then you get an approval. That's how we've done it for the last 2-3 years now, so we don't get bit in the end. If people are needed to hunt around to look for a cheaper price, I'm not worried about that. They can do as they need to. I don't go by the big companies around here that spray their prices. I don't go by the little guys. A guy could be spraying a lawn for $30. He can have that lawn. These are dangerous chemicals to be spraying consistently every year, because I'm dealing with so many. We do between 40 and 50 lawn aerations a year. So far, it looks like we might be closer to 50. And we spray all these lawns twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year, rarely 3 times a year, but usually twice a year we spray these lawns. And to deal with all them chemicals, I want to make sure I'm making a good, decent amount of money to do it. I'm not putting my health at risk for nothing here, guys, and you shouldn't either. So don't be competing with the other guy. That's no good. You give a price. If a client wants to go get 3 estimates to see if they can get it cheaper, and they don't want to read reviews on your website or see what kind of work you do, they have every right to. Don't get mad at them people. Just as the same, if I want to be one of them guys that goes out and bids 1 yard of mulch at $1,600, and the client says, okay, I'll pay you that, and they never went and got any other estimates, it's not my fault. You should go get estimates when you're doing this, when you're getting projects done from 3 or 4 different people, unless you get referred from somebody, and they do really good work, guys. But that's just my opinion. You shouldn't be chasing the people around your neighborhood to try to compete with them. Build your client base. Might take some time, but when you get there, you'll be happy. So I'm going to get out and spray this one, and I'll give you some more prices as we spray and do things, just to give you guys a general reference. But always remember, you could be way north of me. You could be using different chemicals for different types of grasses. So just take everything that I'm doing with a grain of salt, unless you live in the same general neighborhood. Or just tweak it too. So, but let's get out and get this done. Okay, that one's done. It was between 6,000 and 6,500 square feet. I'm not sure of the price. I think it was 70 or I think it's 70. I'll have to check. But another note, you guys wouldn't mow this lawn for less than 50. So you shouldn't be coming out here. Like, think about it. If you're going to mow a lawn for, say, $45, you should be charging at least $45 to spray that lawn, plus all your chemicals you're using. So I would say a minimum of $50 you should charge is just to spread fertilizer, just to spray for your time, than any of your chemicals and the cost of the fertilizer on top of it. So if the fertilizer cost me $30 a bag to put on this property, you should charge at least $80 to come out and spread it, and for the materials. So around there, between 70 and 80, give you a general price. Don't be doing this stuff for cheap, guys. I'm just telling you, don't be doing it for cheap. It's a lot of hard work. You have to go to school. You have to get a license. Don't be hurting yourself to try to get work. Don't be chasing it. Make sure you're getting what you're worth, guys. I mean, see, them crepe myrtles turned out all right, but if they never hacked them, then things would be massive and beautiful. There's one right up here I'll show you. It's really nice. As long as they're always planted in the right spot. I'm off on a different subject now. As long as your crepe myrtles are planted in the proper place, like not like that one, see that one? Not planted in the proper place. You don't plant them against your house. They're for driveways, they're for the middle of the yard, for open beds, up a driveway, not on corners of the house like that one, because it's got to be cut back. I don't know why people plant crepe myrtles on the corners of houses or right in your walkway. If you're going to plant them up a driveway, you should plant them at least 7 feet from the edge of the driveway to the center of the crepe myrtle. Now, these are pretty. These have never, ever been cut. In my opinion, they could be thinned out all along the base of them up. Nothing, maybe a couple nips of anything hanging out on the side, and that's about it. And they look really pretty that big. Okay, I'm gonna go home and get in a shower because I just sprayed. That's a dangerous term, I don't like it. Because I just sprayed everything. I'm gonna go jump in the shower, and then we're gonna go mow, hopefully 4 more for the day. And then we probably will be done. Man, them guys are fast. I don't know how they do it. Give them credit, because I wouldn't get off my couch just to pedal a bike around the neighborhood. I give you guys a lot of credit. And it's dangerous. They don't have many roads. And it's dangerous. They don't have many shoulders and stuff for people to ride bikes. I never understood that. You're paving the road. Why couldn't you go 2 foot on each side just for a bicycle lane? But it is what it is. Okay, done with my rant and my talk. Oh, and we will get more mowing, guys. Some people like to see the mowing for some reason, like every yard. They like to see mowing, but we've just been so busy that we haven't been able to record every single mowing. But it is what it is, right? Good afternoon, boss.
Good afternoon.
Look, we start work at 2 o'clock, guys.
I know what it is. It's like 2:15. But Carl was out working this morning.
I was working this morning, you guys.
So, yes, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Carl.
And you're watching Happy's Lawn Care and Landscaping.
And we appreciate you guys watching.
Yes, we like the comments. We really do. So, we are actually, Carl was spraying this morning, and now we are mowing. So, it's going to be a lot of that, like tomorrow morning again.
Spraying a bunch. Spraying. Rachel added more aerations to 2 new clients. The whole package, aeration, seed, fertilizer, 2 sprays.
Carl doesn't like it when I stay home and work while he works. So.
Because we make more and more money. Yeah. So I don't know how many we're up to.
I fill up the schedule. Yeah, we're going to have to go home and make a list tonight. And then obviously there's a couple more that we still have to send out. So, and there may be stragglers that like reach out to us, people that we have maybe aerated in the past, and we just don't know their situation or whatever. So
then there's people that probably still will start to call when it cools down for jobs. If we get everything done that we have as clients before a certain period and we can add like more, we will. Yeah,
that would be nice. We still will have projects though, like going into the winter. So
Work. It's always work, guys.
It's a blessing for sure.
So I will show you, the lawns are dying again. Like we always tell you, if you're using tenacity, they look worse before they look better.
Yeah. We always tell our clients,
and you should tell your clients too, which, you know, all it is it just makes a bright white in the lawn. It's the same as if you use a 2,4-D, the weeds turn brown and die. It's not like
a bronzing color.
It's not like they just poof and disappear. You still have an ugly lawn if you have more than, I guess, 10%, 20% weeds in it. Yeah. And you guys seen the one I sprayed. That we just started doing that one this year. That was the second spray we did, right? And fertilizer.
Yeah. So we've been, he contacted us in the spring.
And we don't seed in the spring. We will not seed in the spring because most of the problems with our lawns, actually I would say 99% of the problems with our lawns are people don't water every other day.
Yeah, well that, and then we have a lot of fungus in this area. And again, because we're in a transition zone and we're trying to grow a cool season fescue,
it's harder as the years go by with the temperatures heating up. It don't matter how much you spray the yard, how much you do everything to the yard. You could even be consistently watering the yard. If we're in the 90s for 10, 15 days, a record number of days in the 90s down here, I think, that's still going to affect the lawn. And the thing is, 95% of our clients don't water rarely at all.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
they still fix their lawns in the spring, in the fall.
Yeah. Because again,
conditions.
And a majority of the season, the lawns look good if we're getting enough rain. It's that summer heat that really gets to
puts a toll on it. So you should be seeding, and you should be aerating and seeding your fescue lawn probably every single year if you're in a transition zone.
Yeah.
I don't know about up there where it's cooler, but definitely in a transition zone, you should be seeding and aerating every year.
I mean, people will even say like every other year, but to be honest with you, we really see like every year now.
Yeah, that's up north. You can do every other year.
Yeah, it gets too many bare areas from like the heat, from moles, from whatever life, you know, happens, and it affects the lawns. So therefore, once you get a bare area of like the size of your fist or bigger, that's not going to fill in.
No.
Even with the bluegrass, because the bluegrass is considered like an elite spreading. But even with that bluegrass, it's still not going to.
If it's bigger than your fist, that's what the sod field says. That's what a lot of people that grow fescue say. If it's bigger than your fist, you need to fill it in.
Yeah.
But it's getting hot, and we want to get to work and get done before 5.
Okay, let's go.
So see, the lawn looks not too good. A lot of the problem with the lawns are these moles. These moles are just, they're out of control. See them all? All these are moles. Everything you see here, all these bare areas, mole. Oh man, this is bad over here.
Yeah.
So we've tried everything, guys, and nothing seems to work. So we're going to ask the sod field what they do, if they recommend anything. Because the moles are the reason why. Look, more moles here.
I know. I just
man, we need to. This is bad, isn't it?
They said that they've lived with them for years. So.
Yeah, but the problem is when the temperatures are warmer and warmer. Like back in the day when we first started doing lawns 12, 13 years ago, the temperatures were cool. We didn't have as extreme heat and stuff. So when the moles would be in the yard, they wouldn't do as much stress on the lawns. And now that we don't get as much rain and we have more dry periods, any little damage the mole does, it just exacerbates it. But we're going to be fixing them. So, but we'll see how much I can get before the sun turns my phone off. So you see this, guys? See how the grass, some of the grass has white tips on it? That's also what tenacity does, but you tell your client that it's not killing the grass. That right there, that grass will grow out in a couple of mows and it'll be thicker than it was before, only because there's not any weeds in it anymore. But same thing with all that down there. Now, the only bad thing is, if you look up here, I mean, the lawn don't look too bad. Looks like it's dying, all the grass and weeds. But I asked the client when the last time it was watered, and she told me Friday. Today is Thursday, and she said last Friday they got 3 inches of rain. Well, we've been 84 degrees since Friday. So that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this lawn hasn't had any water. That will not help the lawn get any better or grow out things that fast. It'll grow out, but the fact that it should have been watered 2 more times in between, and you would have seen a significant difference in growth and a significant difference in how much extra grass was there and how thicker it was. She's going to water heavily, even though we're supposed to get rain all week and all weekend. She's going to water heavily after I put this app down, and I told her just keep watering. These lawns need it every other day. So Rachel's down there talking to a client. I just got done fertilizing 3 yards. We mowed 4. Planted 3 of Rachel's mums that she sold. And I gotta go weed eat everything. That one's done being weed eaten. Rachel's talking to the client. This lady likes to talk to us. We don't mind. She's an awesome client. We have plenty of time in our schedule to talk to people when they come out and talk. It's hard working in these hills. Ain't nothing like working in the flatland, guys. That last one I fertilized, you see me mowing it, big hill. This one here, the whole yard is a hill. The one across the street that we do is a hill that we fertilize. So working in the mountains, it's a little more challenging than mowing the flatland. I wish every one of my yards were flat. Oh, what I'd do to have every yard flat. It would be like cakewalk. Nothing against you guys who mow flat lawns. It's just, this is a walk up. I'm gonna check my altimeter. I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom before I weed eat. Let me see. So I had to show you guys, from the bottom there in the cul-de-sac where we work, all the way up to the top of here is an elevation rise of 46 feet. So almost 5 stories if they count 10 foot a story. That's crazy. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And I bet you it's even worse this way. So when I go down there, I'll check. I bet you that's like a 66-story drop down there. Crazy, right? Look, everything down. Everything's down a hill. This is like the high point of the whole development. Unless you go up on their yard. So I'm going to go weed eat everything. There you go. We are done for the day. Rachel's going to come out and blow this last one off. And we're good.
I don't even know if I could walk that.
No, walking it. I used to push mow all that.
Yeah, I know.
With a 30-inch.
I mean, remember? I remember going from, and we used to do that property with like other properties too. Man, we're so spoiled now.
Yeah, definitely spoiled now. Because we only mow, like we said, 33 account. I don't even know. It's like 32, 34.
Well, we're just very fortunate and blessed that we were able to form a clientele list that is full service. You know, these clients are full service. They like to do extras with us. They want their lawns and their yards looking pretty, like almost magazine pretty all the time.
Well, think about it. And nothing, like, if you guys can get a base of like 40 clients, 30, 40, whatever you're comfortable with, you can find things on their yard that can amount up to $3,000, $4,000 as far as mowing the lawn all year, fertilizing, pruning, any mulching. So think of it, if you get 40 accounts that you're making $3,000 minimum on, that's $120,000. And now, granted, some of our accounts are $15,000 with mulch, fertilizing, seeding,
yeah,
and stuff like that. So, but just to show you don't need a lot of accounts if you're pricing your stuff right and everything. And you should be making good money doing this, guys.
It's hard work.
It is hard work. Don't let anybody fool you and think you should only be making $20 an hour after all your profit and I mean after all your expenses and everything, because lawn care and landscaping guys need to be able to go and enjoy life too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's no reason that you should have a full-time business and then have to, you know, get a side job. So,
yeah. And granted, I mean, if you pull up to a 5,000 square foot yard and the person pays you $200 to mow it each time, that's kind of on them, isn't it? What's this guy keeps talking on the phone, I guess?
Yeah. Rolling by slow.
Oh my goodness. I mean, if you go up to a client's yard and it's 5,000 square feet and you bid it at 200 and they're paying you $200 every time to mow it, yeah, you kind of are price gouging there. But it's the client's fault for not looking at it. I mean, common sense would be, well, $200 a mow, that's a lot there, buddy.
Yeah.
You should go look for another estimate then at that price.
I mean, I don't,
unless they're
that's
out there,
extreme, yeah.
No, I'm using an extreme example. Unless they're out there with a real mower that isn't gas powered and they're spending 5 hours a day on your lawn.
True.
That's one thing, but
yeah,
just price your lawns right and it'll get easier over time.
It does.
It does. Still hard work though.
And like we said the other day, this is our own business. It's not a 9-to-5 job. That's not how your own business works.
No.
You know, our clients again are very good, but you know, there has been times over the years that we've had clients, you know, contact us at 10:30 at night because they're upset about something on their lawn. So, you know, it just happens.
Yeah.
And you know, like we said, we send out quotes and all that stuff, and our bed becomes our office.
Yes, definitely. Man, there was something else I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I got a little bit more mowing in this video. Believe it or not, people were kind of saying, "Oh, we want to see more mowing," and but we're
sorry. We we got very busy, like trying to take Kayla and then trying to get all these quotes out, and you know, it's the end of the season. So just like you guys are all scrambling at the end of the season to make sure you get everything done, we are also doing that.
Yes.
We do not plow in the winter. So if we have a really cold winter, we need to be prepared for that.
And that's why we do aeration. Well, not the only reason, but that's a good reason why we do the aeration seed fertilizer. That's a big September, October.
Yeah. Well, and it's the time of year.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And be happy, guys.
Or at least try.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.